Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to It's a Shaw Thing. I'm your host, Rob Shaw. We're talking some college football today. A couple of great games coming up this weekend. We've got a Big 12 showdown involving two teams ranked in the top 5, an SEC showdown involving the two most recent national champions, and then a perennial underdog goes for an upset over a ranked opponent to become ranked themselves. We'll discuss that game in a minute. Let's start off with a Red River rivalry, and that's between Oklahoma, who's currently ranked number 1 in the nation. They will be hosting 5th-ranked Texas. Now, this is an interesting game because both of these teams are combined 10-0 so far this season. Perhaps this might end up being the game of the year, the game to determine a national champion. We'll have to wait to find out, but I'll tell you what, the last time this game was played, it was Oklahoma that came away on top thanks to Sam Bradford, who went out to throw 3 touchdowns. Well, this season he's got 18 touchdowns. Compare that to Texas, which has allowed 5 touchdowns all season long. So it's your typical offense versus defense game. I'm going with defense. Even on the road, expect the Longhorns to prevail. Next up in the SEC, it's the Gators ranked 11th hosting the 4th-ranked LSU. Jarrett Lee, redshirt freshman quarterback for LSU, might have some good games under his belt, but it'll be nothing like playing at the Swamp. On the other hand, Florida Gators have a guy by the name of Tim Tebow, one of the best quarterbacks so far we've seen in a while, last year winning the Heisman Trophy as a sophomore. This team, though, is erratic. Ole Miss did defeat the Gators earlier this season. LSU, meanwhile, well, they're undefeated, but some could say that they're a little untested. Of course, Auburn did just lose to Vanderbilt. So that being said, I do like Florida. I think playing at the Swamp might be too tough for Jarrett Lee to handle. That being said, Team Tebow should be just fine. It's going to be Florida Gators offense over the LSU defense. That's what I expect in that game. And finally, the last one, Northwestern will be hosting 23rd-ranked Michigan State. Now, of course, Northwestern is 5-0 so far this year, just like the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now, Northwestern is to the Big Ten what Vanderbilt is to the SEC. Perennial losers, but things are changing so far. As far as Michigan State, well, they lost the first game of the year, but they've won 5 straight. Most recently, a game against Iowa, which they barely won by a simple field goal. Now, last time these two games played, Northwestern won. They scored 48 points in that one. I think they have the best offense, and I think in this contest, they will win. Next weekend, my friends, Vanderbilt and Northwestern will both be ranked. Well, that's It's a Shaw Thing for now. We'll talk plenty more college football later on next week. As far as tomorrow, come back for your fantasy football tailgate at opensports.com.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.